inspired by God, just like Jesus was. I'm not even 100% sure that he was the only prophet, the only true Son of God, or the only, I'm not even sure of that. I think there's been many prophets over the course of time, because if you think about him, he only came into the earth 2,000 years ago. What about all those other thousands of years? All those people, were they totally wasted? I mean, nobody cared about them. They're like, they weren't saved, As the Protestants, you have to be saved, by Jesus. Well, what about all those other people? That's not fair to think about that they're all wasted away, that their lives didn't count. Because he did, Well, why did he pick 2,000 years ago to come to the earth? Why then? Why not 1,000,000 years ago or 5,000 years ago? So I think there's been good people all throughout history that have inspired us, including Muhammad with the Muslim, the good parts of the Muslim faith. And if you think about it, Jesus lived, if you think about it, half the people believed in him and half the people didn't. Because the ones that didn't believe stayed Jewish. They all stayed Jewish. They didn't believe him. They thought he was nutty. Saying things, imagining things and all that. And then the other people believed him. So if you just think about that, if you just halfway think about all of that, they saw him. They met him. We never saw him and met him. So half of those people didn't believe him. I mean, I think about things like that. And I think we're given a brain to think. And that's why a lot of it doesn't make sense.
Would you say your religion ever hindered your success?
No.
No.
I don't think my religion hindered my success. No. I think religion has played a role in my life because I've had it all my life. So it's hard in a way. People that are brought up with no religion, maybe they have an easier time of it. Because then they just can kind of explore and look and think and everything. But when you're little and you're instilled with so much, it's hard to go deal with all that and filter through what really makes sense. And that's what I have found that I've had to do in the last probably 10 or 15 years, is filter what makes sense to me, to make me a better person, and to still accept my church. Because I feel my church kind of was sabotaged, or it was taken over by very tunnel vision people that I do not agree with. So I've had to just let that go. They believe that. They want to believe that all these, the way they want to think about things, it's kind of like the very extreme right-wing people. They want to believe that. I have to let it go. That's how they want to live their life. All I can do is be responsible for myself. So religion has played a part in my life, but it's also caused me a lot of stress. Yeah, it's caused me a lot of stress because I've had to filter out the bad and things that make you screwy. Because I think religion really can mess people up mentally. And especially some of the very, very fundamental religions have caused people to just go nuts. My very first job I had I went to the University of Texas. And the very first job I had was at the state hospital. There were so many people in the state hospital that were there because schizophrenia. But the schizophrenia that they had was always the devil. The devil told me to do this. The devil told me. One of the very first cases that I had to work with, this lady, she killed 5 of her children because they were possessed by the devil. Okay, and where did she get all that? Because she was brought up in a very fundamental church that stressed the devil and how the devil can make you do this, and the devil is bad, and the devil is evil, and you can be sure you don't listen to the devil and all this. Well, and that's happened over and over with a lot of people that were brought up in very fundamental type of religions and speak in tongues and do all this kind of stuff. They're so instilled with the devil and evil, and then they go nutty. I saw it for myself. I saw many, many cases in the state hospital. And it was always the devil. They were possessed by the devil. I had to kill my children. The devil. And that's happened. Y'all have heard that in the news. Different people that... and it's sad. And I think that has made me resent parts of religion that I just... I think it's played a role in how I feel about things. And maybe it was my experiences working in state hospitals and in mental health. Could be. People get very guilt-ridden and, so you have to have a balance. Because there's a lot of beauty to religion. I mean, it can bring a lot of beauty to your life. It can bring a lot of happiness, and it shouldn't bring a lot of guilt and sadness and that kind of thing. And some religions do that. Some organized religions. But faith and spirituality, I think there's a place for it. To realize there's something bigger than us down here. So I do believe that.
How are women treated by religious institutions?
Not good. Overall, not good. I think they're taken advantage of. I think the Catholic Church has taken advantage of the women religious, the nuns, and they've always been subservient. It's a very patriarchal religion. The Catholic Church is very patriarchal. Men are up here. It's all men, bishops, cardinals. They have the power in the church. They're very elitist. That's where they're at. And the nuns and the women, but that's history. That's historical. That's the role women have always played, is a subservient role. And that's the role they've always played in the Catholic Church. Even though they've been given importance and they run a lot of schools and they run hospitals, and the women have kept the engine running in the Catholic Church, in my opinion. They really keep the engine running and have made the men look good, the bishops, the cardinals, But the women have not. I don't think they've been treated as they should, really. And I mean, they choose that. They choose to go to the convent and become nuns and become brides of Christ. I used to laugh. Come on. I mean, he's a perfect husband. He's the perfect husband. And they're all brides of Christ. And they used to wear the rings, and the nuns, and they were married to Jesus. They gave their life to Jesus. And to the church, and to the priests. And, the priests were always, they'd go cook for him and clean for him. It's a very patriarchal system. But that's through the history books. That's history, and that's in the Bible too. That's all. So women, we just have to keep fighting, like I say, for our due. But they are the engine. I think they're the engine that keeps the church going. They keep they're all administered. I'm a member of St. Patrick's. I'm an official member of a church. I may not go every Sunday, but I go to church. But I'm a member at the cathedral. And before that, I used to be a member at St. Bartholomew. And before that, I was a member at St. George when I lived in Oakhurst. I lived in Southwest Fort Worth for a while, but then, but I'm a member of St. Patrick's. And you go there, it's all women that work. The nitty gritty, the work that gets done,
Well, I wanted to thank you for your time.
Is that it?
Yeah, we're done.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I probably